We'll make a bowl of gravy to sop your biscuits in. We'll boil a pot of coffee and bake a big fat hen. We'll cook enough country ham to feed 100 men. Get that banjo off the wall and tune her up in A. Play them good old country tunes that Grandpa used to play. Pull your wagon in the yard and turn the donkey loose. Kick the dog out of the way and watch that biting goose. We'll get your fiddle down and play a tune that I love so. Something about an old man Clark, I think his name was Joe. Howdy, neighbor, howdy, come in and sit right down. Come and tell us all the news, how are the things in town? We're so glad to see you, been wondering how you've been. Everybody's feeling fine, so let the fun begin. Well, howdy everybody, welcome to a big Saturday at Renfro Valley. We are the Traditional Grass from up in Middletown, Ohio. Tickled to death to be here for our very first time. Thanks to Terry Clark and all the Renfro Valley staff for giving us the invitation. Thanks to you folks for being here in the heat with us. Have a big time, we'll be here the next 45 minutes. Wagon. Today is the first time I've been home in many years. Remembering how things used to be, I can't hold back my tears. The house is barely standing and the barn is rotted down. Someone planted trees all over Pappy's farming ground. The weeds had nearly hidden Daddy's wagon standing there. I thought how long it's been since gentle hands touched it with care. I remember when he bought it, even Mama went along. They walked and led the mules to town and proudly drove it. I can see us now riding in a brand new wagon. We were happy as a king on a throne. Papa wearing overalls and Mama with her bonnet, riding in a brand new wagon going home. I remember Tammy Jones, who lived the next house down. She was in the wagon every time it went to town. And when I told her of my plan, she cried and said, "You're wrong." I just wouldn't listen and I ran away from home. Too young to get a job, I robbed a man's Frisco yacht. And the wagon I had rode next was driven by a dog. Mom and Papa kept my secret till their dying day. That's why no one could find me when they both had passed away. I can see us now riding in a brand new wagon. We were happy as a king on a throne. Papa wearing overalls and Mama with her bonnet, riding in a brand new wagon going home. Riding in a brand new wagon going home. Thank you all very much. There's a number entitled Papa's New Wagon. We recorded a few years back. Somebody asked for it already early in the day. Try to do all the requests we can later tonight. If you recognize something that you want to hear and didn't, when we get done today, we'll be over here throughout the day with tapes and CDs. Got a new gospel album, got some new t-shirts. Looking forward to visiting with you folks all afternoon. If you haven't seen the Traditional Grass before, if it's been some time, we'll acquaint you with everybody. This is our 10th anniversary, and 10 years ago, me and the guitar picker and the fiddle player joined up. The guitar player really has a unique style. He's proved that the last 10 years with his guitar picking. His singing and songwriting is really coming front and center these days. One of the finest in our opinion. A nice hand for Mark Rader with the guitar. Well, the way I
been treated, sometimes I wish it was dead. Yeah, the way I've been treated, sometimes I wish it was dead. Ain't got me no place to lay my weary head. Every time I want you, I always find you gone. Every time I want you, I always find you gone. Listen here, big mama, I'm gonna put your air brakes on.
I'll play, Mark.
Well, you say you're having troubles, I'm having my troubles too. You say you're having troubles, I'm having my troubles too. Yeah, I know how it feels when you feel a doggone blue. Oh, but I'm not singing the blues, just telling you the hard luck I've had. No, I'm not singing blues, just telling you the hard luck I've had. You see, the blues ain't nothing but a good man feeling bad. Some love Chicago, some love Memphis, Tennessee. Yes, some love Chicago and some love Memphis, Tennessee. Give me sweet Dallas, Texas, and little gals think the world of me. Yodelee, oh, diddly, oh, idly.
Thank y'all a whole bunch. That's called Jimmy's Texas Blues. Mark Rader with the guitar. Fellow does the bass fiddle playing. Has been a part of our show for about a year and a half. Real dandy when it comes to playing right on top of the beat and making a big show out of the bass fiddle. He's one of the finest, we think, and I know you're going to enjoy what he does for you today and tonight. From Albany, Ohio, Mike Clevenger with the bass. Let's hear it for old Mike.
Hey, all right.
He's going to show off on one called the Browns Ferry Blues.
To my girl's old man, asking for my true love's hand. Lord, Lord, he's got them Browns Ferry Blues. He said, you little no good galoot. Instead of her hand, I got a big old boot. Lord, Lord, he's got them Browns Ferry Blues. Hope they don't come back again. Lord, Lord, he's got them Browns Ferry Blues. Took my sweetie with him too, cause she'd had a little drink or two. Lord, Lord, he's got them Browns Ferry Blues. Mama giving back his walking cane. Lord, Lord, he's got some Browns Ferry Blues. He throwed it away, went to town, seen a little woman, now he's down. Lord, Lord, he's got some Browns Ferry Blues. He'll come home high as a kite. Lord, Lord, he's got some Browns Ferry Blues. He's a drinking that block and tackle kind. Walk a block, tackle a line. Lord, Lord, he's got some Browns Ferry Blues. Hard luck Papa Van Ned Lane, world was corn, he couldn't buy grain. Lord, Lord, he's got them Brownsbury blues. He goes around second-hand clothes, smell his feet wherever he goes. Lord, Lord, he's got them Brownsbury blues.
All right, thank you, friends. Thank you very much. The old number entitled The Brownsbury Blues. That's an old Delmore brother tune. Happy to see Mike Clevenger showing out with the bass fiddle. He's the only band member change we've had in our 10-year tenure. Good to be here in Renfro Valley. Last time I was here in 1977. I believe the stage was on the other side of the creek, and the audience was on this side of the creek, and that's all that separated the stage and the audience was the creek. And we saw some people getting a real knockdown and drag outs. Anybody here in 77? Anybody remember that?
They had a good clean fight up there.
Yeah, it was hot and humid. A good clean fight out in the creek. You remember that? Anyhow, it's good to be here. Let us say a real special howdy to you folks. Thanks for letting us share our meager bit of bluegrass with you here this evening. I introduced the banjo player to you. 27 years I've known this young man now. I darn near saw breath beat into him. I just chickened out right at the last minute. I just didn't go in there where all this was going on. This birthing was going on, all right? Anyhow, he's a good banjo player. His banjo playing really speaks for itself. You folks down in this area that live in here, in this neck of the woods, you can hear him on the radio at a radio station in Manchester, Kentucky, and a radio station in McKee, Kentucky. His program is called Hymns from the Hills. He does a radio show daily in Fairfield, Ohio, right on the edge of Cincinnati. You folks that appreciate our kind will tune him in. By the way, we live in Middletown, Ohio. Middletown's a watered hole halfway between Dayton and Cincinnati, and Joe's on the air every day at 12 o'clock noon. It's WCNW, 1560 on your AM radio dial, okay? Anyhow, he's going to show out with this new banjo he's got. This new banjo company come to him a couple of weeks ago and asked would he accept one of their banjos. And it sounds like a rain and running off of a new tin roof onto a bunch of beer cans. You know, most new ones sound like a gut-shot pumpkin. That first lick you hit them. Listen, here's a dandy. Joe Mullins with the five. Would you give Joe a hand, please?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Joe. That's Joe Mullins. Lend a thumb to her, wasn't he? Where I was born and raised up in Frenchburg, Kentucky, we call that plowing all the way to the fence. An old tune entitled Reuben. Anybody here from Menifee County? All right, I recognize some of you folks out there. Joe Mullins with the banjo, and that's called Reuben. The mandolin player's been with us, let's see, this Labor Day will make 3 years. He's a real asset to anybody that plays and sings. He is one of the best fiddle players in our business. He is really a good hand to play the second fiddle, play the tenor fiddle. He'll prove that to you here in a minute, and also play the first fiddle too. He's a good mandolin player, and his songwriting is really outstanding. We come out of the studio yesterday. We're working on our 10th anniversary album now, and we recorded one of his songs yesterday, and one day last week we recorded another one of his songs. He really has a knack for writing good gospel. You folks that like gospel music, that's a big part of our business and our music. Ralph Stanley has recorded one of his songs. The Country Gentleman recorded one of his songs. Bill Monroe's recorded one of his gospel songs. And he's going to sing you one that he wrote that we recorded on our brand new, I believe in the Old Time Way gospel album. You'd like to give him a hand. He's a good boy and really a good friend. This is Gerald Evans Jr. back there.
Hey, he's a dandy. He's a big asset. What do, Elijah? Yeah.
In the Bible there's a story of a man called Elijah, true and faithful old servant they say, and God had sent for him a chariot of fire and raptured Elijah away. I may not go to heaven in a chariot of fire, I may not be raptured away. They may plant my body in a lonesome old graveyard, I'll be with Jesus in heaven that day. Imagine a man with so strong a faith that he preached the gospel with his every breath, and God had sent for him a chariot of fire and spared him that old sting of death. And I may not go to heaven in a chariot of fire, I may not be raptured away. They may plant my body in a lonesome old graveyard, I'll be with Jesus in heaven that day. Neighbor's been blessed more than you have, though you witness and work hard for God every day. Friends, don't watch your neighbors, but have faith in your Bible, and God will deal with us each in His own way. Now I may not go to heaven in a chariot of fire, I may not be raptured away. They may plant my body in a lonesome old graveyard, I'll be with Jesus in heaven that day.